Hey guys, what's up? It's Greg Corbett with the Living in Phoenix, Arizona YouTube channel and livinginphoenixaz.com. Today we're going to take you on a driving tour of South Scottsdale. And the idea behind this video is to help you out if you're maybe make a move to Scottsdale. You're going to come out, maybe try to tour around, try to figure out what neighborhood or area might be right for you. Scottsdale is huge. There are hundreds of neighborhoods. It's hard to get a good idea on what area is right without driving around a little bit. So we're going to try to do some of that work for you today. I've got 6 totally different neighborhoods picked out that we're going to tour. This is not a top neighborhoods tour. This is to give you a general idea on what the different areas look like so you can kind of get a good grasp of what different areas look like, different price points, and really decide which of these areas might be a good fit for you. That way we can guide you to potentially some other areas that might make sense. So today we're doing South Scottsdale. I'm going to have a North Scottsdale video as well because there's so much to cover. We're going to really try to dive in to hopefully save you time and money if you're going to make the trip out here and cruise around yourself. So if you think that might be helpful to you, then stay tuned. All right, so neighborhood number 1 on my list is in the zip code of 85257. We're in the southern part of Scottsdale, and we're gonna check out Scottsdale Estates. And I'll give you an idea on how we're gonna do this. I'm gonna have an address for our driving tour to kind of guide you through these. And so we're gonna pick an area. We're here at the El Dorado Aquatic Center, and we're gonna pick an address that you can kind of come to and then kind of drive around. And so I'm gonna pick an area that kind of gives you an idea, like schools. We've got Coronado High School behind us over here. What I think would be most helpful is to have people kind of come to a central spot and then just kind of tour around the area. So we're gonna just drive down a few streets, look at some of the houses, look at what some of the neighborhood looks like, just to give you kind of a general sense of feel what this area looks like, to give you an idea if this is gonna be an area that might be the right fit for you. As we kind of drive through here, I do want to pick out like one listing per neighborhood just to kind of give you a general idea on price point and what you should expect. Right now, we're standing in front of a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,500 square foot plan that is listed for $650 right here. And this is kind of the general feel that you're going to get with this neighborhood. There's a lot of older brick homes that were probably originally built in the 50s and 60s. Probably a lot of them have been brought up to date or have a refreshed look to them. But when you kind of cruise around the area a little bit, that's going to give you kind of a general sense what you should expect. Price points are going to vary all over, so you're probably going to start around the 600s here with the smaller size homes, and then as you get a little bit larger, obviously price points will go up. And then one other important thing to note, because you're going to see this a lot in South Scottsdale in the neighborhoods that we go to, there are a lot of short-term rentals out there. Some of them you're going to see that are being listed right now for sale. You do have that to think about if you're going to be moving here and bringing your family. Either you're going to be potentially living next to a short-term rental, or maybe you're looking for a short-term rental yourself. It is a very popular neighborhood for that, so know that in advance. On to neighborhood number 2, and we are going to head about 1.5 miles west and come over to the community of Highview. So we are between Thomas and McDowell off of 64th. We're in a kind of a cool little spot. We're just north of the Phoenix Zoo, the Desert Botanical Garden, Papago, park, all of that stuff there. This is a really cool little pocket here. It's kind of protected by a little wall off of 44th. There's a lot of cool homes. There's some similar looking homes to what we saw over at Scottsdale Estates with a lot of the brick homes. These have been kind of updated a little bit more because of the view and the location and that type of thing. We're going to walk over to the Crosscut Canal so I can kind of show you that as well. It's another reason why I picked this neighborhood, because, you know, some of the cool aspects that you can find in some of these little pocket communities in South Scottsdale. So you're going to have a lot of similar feel with this 85257 zip code with, again, the older houses that were built in the 50s, 60s, maybe some 70s, a lot of stuff that's been rebuilt recently or remodeled. And then, here you can kind of get a feel of, the Cross Canal. And, as someone, who lives next to the Crosscut Canal myself, over and on the Phoenix side, it's nice to come out, have these little walking paths, jogging paths, places to bring your dog, kids, bike, really cool access to that type of thing. So let's go ahead and tour around here. It'll have a similar feel. You might see a little bit more updated homes, maybe some mid-century modern type style, that type of thing, but let's go take a look. All right, so there's actually only one active listing in the entire community of Highview right now, and it is this property right behind me here. This is a 4-bed, 2-bath, 1959 square foot home listed for $775. And like I just talked about, when it comes to the short-term rentals, if you look at the interior pictures on this one, it's actually not that bad on the interior pictures, and they've been using it as a short-term rental. So that's a lot of the reason why you're going to see some of the pricing the way it is around here. So again, nothing too exciting from up front, but that's kind of what you're going to kind of expect when you look at stuff. We'll kind of just, again, kind of cruise around and see surrounding homes. And so again, it's a very nice neighborhood. There's a lot of cool things to like. Just be prepared for some of the higher price points, especially with some of these short-term rentals that are in and about. All right, on to neighborhood number 3 on our list. We're going to head a couple miles north, and we're going to go into probably the most highly coveted and most desirable community within Scottsdale, and that is Arcadia Proper. So we're cruising in here now. We put the address for the Echo Canyon School. When you're coming from Highview and coming into Arcadia Proper, you're going to be able to kind of get a general idea on what the neighborhood looks like as you're driving in here. And then you can come in here, kind of look around, and then you can spend as much time in this area as you like to kind of see. There's so much to see. There's so many different styles of homes, and you're going to get a good understanding on why this area is so popular and why the price points get to be what they are. So we're going to tour around here a little bit. Just so you know, this part of Arcadia Proper is in the zip code of 85251. So we're very close to Old Town Scottsdale. You're super close to all the areas around like Fashion Square Mall, everything that Old Town Scottsdale has to offer. And then it also goes into Phoenix. So Arcadia Proper is also in Phoenix as well. So once you cross over about 60th Street, then you get into the Phoenix side of Arcadia as well. So again, lots to see here. We'll cruise around a little bit and kind of show you what some of it has to offer. All right, let's stop at one listing here in Arcadia as well. And this one behind me here is a 7-bedroom, 5-bath, 5,700 square foot home listed for $3.75 million. We're on Lafayette right now, so we're going to get some street traffic. But if you're looking for lower price homes, you're not going to find it here. You're going to be in the multi-million dollar plus range for any homes in Arcadia. But what do you get with Arcadia? You're going to get larger lots. You're going to get a lot of greenery. You're going to get mature trees and landscape. You got all the camelback views behind us here. We've got a tree blocking our camelback views right now. There are so many people just tearing down homes. You can see this lot behind me here where somebody just tore down the house. This is the area where people are tearing down homes and rebuilding all over the place, and they're building some larger homes because of the lot sizes, because of the greenery and the location in general. You cannot beat the location of Arcadia. So this kind of gives you an idea of what it looks like. Again, we'll drive around and kind of show you a few more homes. Definitely one of the most desired places here in Scottsdale. Just a quick reminder for you guys, if you're finding this video helpful, but you have any questions regarding your own specific situation, make sure to reach out to us. We're going to keep our contact info on screen. We're here to help guide you in the right direction when it comes to making that move to the Phoenix area. All right, we're on to our next neighborhood, and if you're following the guided tour, we're over at Chestnut Park, and we're in a neighborhood called Scottsdale Country Acres. If we bring up the map, we're going to be just north of Camelback, in between Hayden and the 101. It's kind of a nice little pocket over here because Camelback doesn't go or have access to the 101. So it's kind of a quiet little area here. You got easy access to the 101 if you need it, but you don't have that huge amount of traffic, which is nice. In this neighborhood, you're going to find some of the similar styles that we saw when we were down in the 85257 just south of here. So you're going to see a lot of brick homes, stuff that was built in the 50s, 60s, some in the 70s. Some of it has been brought up to date. You're definitely still going to see a lot of kind of short-term rentals up here, but it's a fantastic location. Again, we're just on the east side of Old Town Scottsdale. You're within a mile of Fashion Square and that type of thing. From a location perspective, are very popular and highly sought after. You're just going to have a little bit older homes up here, so similar to what we saw in the earlier communities, not at the price point that we just saw over at Arcadia Proper. So let's drive around here a little bit and kind of show you a little more of what it's about. All right, so we'll give you a quick example of one of the homes that's listed over here. If you're looking at this house behind me here, this is a 3-bed, 2-bath, about 1,400 square foot and listed for $830,000. So we're going to be a little bit higher price point than the stuff over in the southern tip of Scottsdale and 85257. So you're going to have a little bit higher price point here. This is a mix. You're going to see some different styles. You do have some larger lot sizes in this neighborhood. You definitely see a lot of the same brick style homes that we saw before, but you're going to see a little bit more greenery, that type of thing. A lot of positives when you kind of tour around here. So let's go tour around some more. We are at stop number 5. We are now in McCormick Ranch, another big name neighborhood that a lot of people have already heard of. We're in a little pocket park here called Shoshone Park. There's nothing particularly special about this park. The reason I chose this is because this allows you, when you plug in the address, to kind of tour the neighborhood a little bit along with coming here. So do you have to stop and tour around the park area? Not exactly, but it allows you to kind of put something in your GPS that allows you to tour around. A lot of the reason why I designed the neighborhood tour the way I did it is so that you can see not only the neighborhoods that are on the list, but a lot of other areas in between. So it gives you a chance to kind of tour around a lot of areas of Scottsdale and give you a kind of a good idea of what things look like. So let's cruise around McCormick Ranch a little bit, another popular area for sure, give you an idea of what things look like, and we'll stop and take a look at one of the houses as well. So let's take a look at a active listing here in McCormick Ranch, so you have a general idea of what you can find. The house behind me here is a 3-bed, 2-bath, about 2,200 square foot, listed for $1.4 million. You can see that you've got one of the parks around it. You can see that there are a lot of active little walking trails, a lot of cool things when it comes to, you know, greenery. Location is obviously top notch, and then there's a lot of different, you know, styles and that type of thing. These homes were probably more in like the 70s, 80s build time, that type of thing, but from a location perspective, obviously top notch in here as well. So, and then one of my favorite things about McCormick Ranch is just the general walkability and some of the things that you can get to very quickly if you're living here. So let's go take a look at that as well. All right, so one of my favorite things about McCormick Ranch, and I need to stop and tour this for you guys because no other neighborhood has this type of walkability and this access. So we've got Hayden Road right here, which is the main point that kind of brings you into McCormick Ranch Parkway. And then this little circle here basically goes around the entire neighborhood. So this road can kind of feed into this little entertainment district that you have right in the neighborhood here without going on any busy roads. You've got the Vig, you've got Lucy's right next to me here, you got a Starbucks, there's a LA Fitness in here. So there's a lot of shops, restaurants, things that are very convenient if you're living in the neighborhood, that are all very walkable, and you can get here within 5 minutes. Our final neighborhood of today is up at Scottsdale Ranch. We are on now the east side of the 101, just south of Shea, right around Via Linda. Another great drive coming up here. There's so many little areas and pocket communities to take a look at. I think this area is a good one to take a look at as well, and kind of shows you a lot of what's going on the east side of the 101. So let's cruise through here. Our stop for the tour is at the elementary school. It gives you a chance to come in and look at what's getting into the community, that type of thing, and knowing what you have access to from a school perspective for those of you who have kids or are looking for areas with schools inside them. So let's tour around the neighborhood and show you what you can expect. So one of the reasons I chose this neighborhood was because of the areas that are kind of backing to water. So you've got a lot of these little gated pocket communities that have little homes that kind of back to little water areas where you can have like electric boats that kind of cruise around a little bit, have a nice view, that type of thing. This listing behind me here is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, about 2,200 square foot, listed for 1.2. So we'll give you another view of that as well there. But there's not a whole lot for sale currently going on up here. Everything that I saw as of right now is all on the water. So you're going to see that $1 million million plus price point for anything that is on the water up there. You can look for other homes that aren't on the water. They'll probably be a little lower price point, but will give you something to expect. All right, so hopefully that tour was helpful for you. Obviously, we are just scratching the surface on what you can see here in Scottsdale, but the goal is to help you guys out when you're trying to tour a lot of neighborhoods in a short period of time. We know that you guys, a lot of you are coming out, you're having 2 to 3 days max to tour around a little bit. We want to help you with that. So that's what these tours are for. Make sure to keep an eye out for our other city and area tours. We're going to be doing these all throughout the valley. So keep an eye on those. We'll be doing North Scottsdale next. So keep an eye out for that. If you guys are requesting any particular tours, make sure to reach out to us. We're here to help you with that as well. And as always, we are here to help guide you when it comes to making that move to the Phoenix area, including Scottsdale. So give us a call, send us a text, shoot us an email, however you want to get a hold of us. We got your back. And until the next video, we'll catch you later.